One of the most important things in life is the ability to communicate with others, all right? It's the ability to teach. Richard Feynman once said that if you cannot explain something in simple terms, you don't understand it. This is why I teach. I teach public speaking so I can get better at public speaking, so that I actually understand the fundamentals of public speaking. So in this video, I'm just going to tell you guys how I actually started teaching public speaking and how you guys can also start teaching too. The first step towards teaching is to actually get people to know you, get people to actually want to listen to you, all right? So you want to actually develop the skills you are actually teaching, all right? I have been public speaking almost all my life. I've been debating for about 2 years. I've gone to multiple debate tournaments, which have enhanced my skills in public speaking. So you need the ability and the skills of in the first hand, all right? Why do you think there are SSAT tutors? Why do you think there are SAT tutors? Because they took the test. They got good at the test. And so with this skill that they actually have developed, you can actually, people will actually want to learn from you because because you have the experience, you have the skills needed to actually teach. I have the skills needed to teach a public speaking class. I have the skills needed to debate, all right? And yeah, that brings us to the second step. The next step is actually getting to know each other people, all right? Expanding your horizon, letting other people know you. You guys, hundreds of people see my videos that I post of me summarizing books, of me improvising, of me teaching. And I also have a YouTube channel with about 333 subscribers now. And it's just getting yourself and getting, painting yourself as an image, putting your image and reputation out there so that people will actually know about you and actually want to teach when you actually give the opportunity to teach, all right? I've been teaching a free class for a while now. Just my mom goes out and asks all her friends if you want to attend my free class, and then after about 8 months, I've already accumulated this fan base. I've already accumulated people who are interested. And when I actually start a 10-week course dedicated to teaching, then people actually come. That's why I have about 20 students. And so you just need to have connections. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this, like just posting videos about yourself, trying to expand it, maybe on WeChat, maybe online. And if your parents have like friends who are interested, maybe you can expand to them. Maybe you can say maybe you can tell them that you have a new teaching opportunity for them, all right? But the only way that you can actually get people interested is if you have the skills needed. If you've, like for me, if you want to, let's say you want to teach public speaking. If you have the public speaking skills, if you've been debating for a while, if you have the experience, gone to tournaments, all right? This has led to people actually wanting to listen to you and actually wanting to learn about how you teach and learn from you. Now, the next part of this teaching endeavor is to actually be able to form bonds, be able to have your students, have parents of the students, and actually want to learn from you, all right? You have to be able to make connections and maintain a relationship with your students, all right? Now, the way you do this is having a mixture of being strict and being strict, also being polite and laid back, all right? There's multiple types of leading methods, like laissez-faire, where you just lay back, let them do whatever they want. And there's also a democratic system where you get people to contribute their votes, autocratic system where you make all the decisions. And I just like to mix all of them with my teaching methods, all right? I'm not too strict on my students, but I also sometimes when they're being disruptive, I actually push back and tell them and give them some consequence with actually not paying attention, all right? So you just want to maintain a good relationship, and this is just having a balance of being a teacher and being a teacher and trying to command them to do what you want, but also being laid back and letting them learn at their own pace, all right? The way to maintain a relationship is not to speed ahead and force them to adapt to you, but you have to adapt to them. Get to learn about your students, get to learn how they actually learn and the pace that they learn, and adapt for each student so that you can actually develop the skills needed for teaching in the future. The final part of teaching is the ability to have your students understand what you're saying. And you can do this by having a balance of the senses, all right? So you need audio input and visual input. Have slides so that the students can see and actually understand what you're saying through visual ways, all right? 80% of all data, 80% of all input to our brains comes from visuals. So you want to have images on while you're teaching, maybe get a projector or a TV screen and have images being that match what you're saying. But make sure you aren't putting too much data on the slides. This is bad for two reasons. Firstly, it leads to them like having a sensory overload. They see all this data and they're like, oh no, I can't focus anymore because there's so much data going in. Next would be that it just leaves them not paying attention, all right? So you want your students to listen to you. You want your students to learn from you. You don't want them to learn from the slide that you wrote, because if you write like a bunch of things, like an entire paragraph on your slide, they're just going to be reading off the slide. So just be brief about when you're creating something for when you're creating like a PowerPoint, a slideshow, or just a document. Make sure that it's brief and not too specific, all right? Just like an introduction. You don't want to go over everything, but you just want to be brief and cover the general idea, all right? And that is why I teach and how I teach, just so you guys know. Bye.